Should I hire a marketing agency or should I build an in-house team? I've been in the business of marketing for over 10 years and I've serviced thousands of businesses, worked with many brands, and I want to tell you what my opinion is on this. So I want to tell you when to actually do an in-house team, which might be composed by you, your wife, your kids, and maybe somebody else, or maybe it might be 1 or 2 employees that are serving also as marketing staff. You might actually use tools like ChatGPT to help you understand how the marketing world works today, because it's always changing, and I can give you an example of that. If you are a startup, in-house, you go in-house. I have a company called Attention Grabbing Media. We're an Inc. 5000 marketing agency that services incredible brands, 7, 8, 9-figure brands. You are not ready to hire a team like us. There's going to be an exception, which I'm going to go over in a minute. But if you are just getting started and you don't have a lot of capital and you don't have like gold brick bars stored under your mattress, you are going to go and build an in-house team, potentially with yourself. If you are breaking even, let's say that you are already selling products, you're selling services, and you're barely keeping up with your bills and your expenses, and you're not really putting any money in your pocket, you go in-house. If you're losing money every month, you don't come to an agency to save you. The agency is not interested in saving your business. They're interested in helping you grow and expand and take things to the next level. We're not in the business of saving losing businesses, because marketing is not an overnight thing. Marketing takes time. So I wrote a book called Marketing Magic, which is all about the subject of marketing. There is a section here, which is on page 127, which is called Mastering Client Relationships. One point on this subject right here is about expectations. And it says, to set the right expectations, you can tell them something along the lines of, this is what I've done in the past, and this is what it took to reach the goal. But just so you know, I expect your company to be willing to pay for our services for a year before things start to take off. When you feel like things are getting too complicated or too difficult, remember that the game of building a business and finding a marketing strategy that works is a long-term game. So you have to understand that marketing is never going to be like a casino slot in which you put a coin, and if you're lucky, you get a lot of money back. It doesn't work like that. It is very likely that you will fail several times along the way of succeeding. They have a saying they call it failing forward, right? You fail, you keep on moving forward. In the game of baseball, for example, you get to bat and most often you fail. The reality is that baseball players, Hall of Fame baseball players, fail 70% of the time. And only 3 out of 10 times they get on base. That's a successful baseball player. Marketing is the same way. You have to be willing to go out there and try a lot of things until you find things that work. And it's never an overnight. So if you are losing money, or let's say that you are impatient, you have to build an in-house team. Because if you come to an agency like ours and you say something like, I need to make this work next week because if not, I'm going to have to close down the business, we're not going to be able to save your business. We're not going to be able to help you in this particular case. You have to keep on building. You have to keep on creating on it. You have to keep on going through the bootstrap process, trying to make things work for yourself and your brand before you actually bring in an agency. Are you a control freak? Are you somebody that has a tough time being controlled by others? You are going to bring an agency if you can allow them to work on your business, and if you can allow them to do their expertise on your brand so you can get some results. But if you don't allow them to do so, bring it in-house. Don't try to outsource it. Keep it in-house. Let's say that you're a genius and you already know everything there is to know about marketing. Then why would you hire an agency? Absolutely no need for it. Keep it in-house. Because I got nothing to teach you. I got nothing to show you. You already know it all, right? So these are the reasons why you will bring it all in-house. Now, let's look at the other side. When will you want to hire an agency? Are you making money in your business? Is this something that right now you want to scale? Do you want to get more people to see your products, to buy your products? You want to get more people to invest in your services, in your opportunity, and you don't know exactly how to get there. You already have a business that works. It's making money. It's selling products and services. It is profitable. When you look at your return on investment, you're making money. When you're making 100 grand in sales and you are maybe profiting $20,000, you're making money. So in that case, why not go to a team of people that know what you don't know? It's very important that you always recognize that there's things that you don't know yet. The moment that you start feeling that you know it all, that you have nothing else to learn, that's the moment that you go downhill. So agencies specialize in the subject of marketing, and they do it day in and day out. So do you see there's pros and cons on both sides? Because on the agency, you're not going to be able to control them fully. You don't have the same access to them, but the knowledge that they have goes beyond whatever your in-house team has. Let's say that you don't know it all, but you have the money to invest. You're a startup business and you have a capital investor, or you have like some sort of partnership in which the investor has money and he wants to grow fast. Then in that case, you definitely want to bring an agency. Because if you have a product that is ready to go out to market and you have capital and you don't really depend on breaking through the first month and becoming profitable, then it makes sense for you to bring in an agency that knows exactly what they're doing. For example, I'm launching a brand of supplements for dogs. It's a brand new business. Do I qualify under a startup in this case? I am a startup, but you know what I do have? I have a lot of capital to invest to grow this business. So that differentiates a startup. If you're a startup that doesn't have a lot of capital, then you have to do it all yourself. If you're a startup that has a lot of power and capital behind it, backed by successful entrepreneurs already, then an agency is the way to go. If you want experts, this is my final point in regards to this subject, you definitely want to have an agency because the experts are not necessarily going to always be in-house. If you have an in-house marketing team, they are specialized in marketing. Yeah, that's good, but how many of them have built their own brands and their own business to massive expansion? Not many, right? Well, agencies, many of them, the good ones, generally, they have a lot of knowledge on how to build big marketing brands, and they create big brands and they grow because that's what they do day in and day out. So it really does depend on that. Now, if you decide that you want to bring it all in-house, then you have to work at improving your marketing skill. And there's technology today, 2025 and beyond. You might be watching this video in 2035. This technology right now is so incredible that it can make you a marketing expert and you can become good in the subject of marketing. Let me give you one quick example. If I go to ChatGPT, for example, and I ask it, can you please give me 5 marketing strategies based on Manuel Suarez principles on the subject of marketing and social media that I can apply to my business today? Tell me how to start step by step.
Of course, Manuel. Let's dive into 5 actionable marketing strategies that align with your principles. 1. Content that educates and engages. Start by creating high-value educational content that speaks directly to your audience's pain points and interests. For example, if you're in the health niche, share short videos or posts that offer quick tips on nutrition, fitness routines, or wellness hacks. Consistency is key. Post on a regular schedule and engage with comments to build a loyal...
You get the idea. These tools will make you an expert right now. At least a good enough expert so you can get the marketing going until when? Until you're ready to invest in an agency because you're making more money, because you want to scale, because you have more capital, and because you know, above all, that you don't know it all. And there's something else that you should be doing that if you did it, it's going to help you get to the next level.